Hello, here I am again with another episode. I'm Lewis Kirk, and the first of my 2-week life reassessment. The first episode is going to be regarding mindfulness, and one of the first things that we can do to become more mindful is to be aware of our expression of our negativity. So if you're prone to feel negative and express that regularly, you can observe this. Some more subtler points are more difficult to observe, but expressing negativity, it's to begin with, it's easy to observe that in yourself, and then later on, one must try and curb it, to not express it, to keep it in. And there's a lot of reasons for this, but what I'm going to focus on today is the science. So if you're someone who's regularly negative and you think, positivity, spirituality, all that hogwash, that rubbish, life's hard, I can't be positive. I'm going to bring some science, some experiments that show you why it's so important not to express your negativity and to try and be as positive as you can. So what gave me this idea was I came across an anti-bullying campaign that IKEA did the other day. And yeah, it was really interesting, fascinating, and they did it. It's like anti-bullying for school children, so that school children can recognize the impact that their words have on their mates at school. And it's not an original experiment. I'm sure that they likely drew on the work of Dr. Masaru Emoto. I think I pronounced that right. And he did some experiments many years ago. The concept behind it was that he felt that consciousness and words would impact the world, and so he believed this ardently. He was passionate that our words would impact the world around us, and when he investigated this further, it became even more clear that this is the case. So Emoto's experiment was to expose water as it was freezing to different music, different spoken words, different written words, and even different videos. And then as it was freezing and crystallizing, it would take various different shapes depending on what sort of energy and influence was being directed towards it. And yeah, it's fascinating some of the findings that he came to. So here are some examples of the microscopic imagery that comes from the frozen water. The positive influences generate beautiful and harmonious imagery that's very pleasing. It like resonates. The words almost like resonates with what the word is. You can almost feel it in the images. So here's a few of the positive influences. The first one we have is truth. Then we have love and gratitude. And finally, thank you. In contrast, the negative words and influences had an ugly and non-uniform effect on the water molecules. As you can see, here is I hate you, and another, you disgust me. So from these experiments and the images that show, you could probably do it yourself if you really wanted to investigate, but it's clear that what we say, what we think even, it has a real influence and impact on the world around us. And now the more recent experiment that I just saw the other day that IKEA did was regarding some of their popular potted plants. So I'm sure in some way they've probably sold a few more plants, but you know, the underlying message about bullying, yes, is really important, especially for younger school children. So the experiment was to place two identical potted plants in two different schools. The only difference being that one they bombarded with negativity and the other they nurtured with positivity. And the results are again just like the water. It's clear that the positive and negative influences, that they have a real effect, no doubt. The plants were provided the same amount of sunlight and water, and the only difference was the nature of the recorded messages that they were receiving.
Nobody likes you. No one notices when you're in the room.
You're a mistake.
You're useless. You're not even green.
You look rotten. Are you really even alive?
I like you the way you are. Seeing you blossom makes me happy.
You're making a difference in the world.
You are beautiful.
As the weeks passed, I started noticing that the one that was being bullied started kind of to droop.
While the plant that was being complimented, it was flourishing and beautiful.
I just wanted to share this, beginning my 2 weeks, the first video that I post regarding expressing our negativity. Of course someone can annoy us. Of course we can be having a bad day. Of course there's so much things going on in life, but you don't have to express that out, because you can see from what I shared earlier in this video that it really does impact and influence the people around us. And if you've got plants in your house and you're being negative to them, then even your plants are suffering. So think twice before expressing your negative energy out into the world, because if it can have that sort of an effect on water and plants, just imagine what sort of effect it's having on your friends and family and work colleagues and those people that you come into contact most regularly with. I hope you enjoyed that episode. If you did, please like and subscribe, and also get in touch. Let me know if you've got any questions, or if you'd like some more information about certain practices and certain ways that you can try and that you can practice not expressing the negativity. Because obviously to say it is one thing, but if you're not in the habit of doing it, then it can be very difficult. So if you want more information about how you can do this, let me know, and then I can do another episode on that. Otherwise I probably won't. I'm just gonna move on with my process, with my plan that I've got. And yeah, like and subscribe. I hope you enjoyed that and benefited from some of the science and the experiments that have been done regarding negative influence. And yeah, like Bobby McFerrin would say, don't worry, be happy. Alright, see you next time. Bye.